see. So what's the objective?
To go under that as a fixed object.
Flat tire test.
Yeah, so okay, here we go. My flashes are going on because I got a flat tire. I'm pulling off as quickly as I can. I'm gonna veer in here as fast as I can and make sure I come to a complete stop. I'm off the road. Okay, neutral. Get the air off.
How you doing, man?
Hello, sir.
Name?
Ray. I got a flat tire. I got to put out my triangle. About 10 feet here.
Okay.
Then I would go back another, say 100 feet, put another triangle down.
Okay.
Another 100 feet, another triangle down.
Okay.
Okay. Then I would get on the telephone and call my supervisor.
Okay.
Tell him I have a flat, and you say call Ryder, and I will call Ryder.
Okay. All
Then
right.
I would take my truck and just wait for the cavalry.
Okay.
So I'm just saying. I don't know if
Okay.
you wanted me to simulate that or.
You can simulate. Just tell me if you want.
Okay, because I was going to put the truck to tire.
Okay. All right.
It just depends. And wait.
Okay. Well, what would you charge? You said you simulated. Okay.
Depends on which tire is flat.
Okay.
If it was a back tire, I would do the front, but I would do the front anyway because
Okay.
if it's a steer, they didn't say steer, they didn't say which tire. it was.
Okay. All right.
I remember what you was telling me about. He got a bag back and try to come all the way back and cut the wheel. So I'm finna get a little scene of that.
See that? If he only backs up enough to get away from the tree,
He gonna hit something.
He might hit that post. So he needs to back all the way back here.
Let's see what he do. Should be interesting.
Below the blue line.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Is that bad or good?
They wanted me to get closer than what I am, but I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
What was your name?
Ray.
Ray?
Go through what you should be looking for, okay? All right. So let's talk about a couple things. You're a tall man, you walk right up to the truck and bounced in, okay? Always do your best to maintain 3 points of contact coming in. Always come in face first, always exit ass first, okay? All right, in case you slip. We don't get much rain or ice down here, but if we do, and you slip off, you want to slip so you can stop yourself, okay? All right. Anytime you start the truck, in my opinion, you should have your seatbelt on. Okay?
I was gonna put them
That's right. So let's put your seatbelt on. Okay. All right. Now you're gonna start the truck up. Okay. All right. So now that you got the truck up, okay, we want to turn the truck to the off position. Your air's all built up, right? What you can do is you can check your air governor right now, and you can accelerate the idle to 1,000 RPMs. And watch your air gauges, and they're going to keep going a little bit higher, and then all of a sudden you're going to hear a okay? Release. That's telling you that your air compressor, your air system's charged, and that pop-off is helping to regulate the amount of air in the system to keep you a maximum. Turn the engine off and turn it to the on position. Okay, the reason we want to turn it to the on position is because these are electronic trucks, and the dash is all electronic, so without power you can't read the gauges. Okay? All right, so we're going to do the brake test. So you're going to push down and hold the brake for 1 minute, and you're going to see how much air pressure do you lose. And you shouldn't lose more than 3 psi. So 1 minute is a long time. So you're going to build up some big old right thigh, and you're going to look all lopsided. Okay? Alright, so there really is nothing happening with the loss of air pressure, right? But 1 minute is what a DOT officer is going to have you hold that brake pedal. And they're going to stand right beside you, and they're going to look at those gauges, and they're going to watch. And they're going to have their watch out, and they're going to be watching the seconds tick by until you get to a minute. Okay? Or they may cut it a little bit short. So for training purposes, we're going to cut it a little bit short, okay? All right, so the next test that you want to do is you want to make sure that you have an audible low air buzzer warning, a visual low air warning, and how you're going to do that with the key in the on position, unset the brakes. Unset the brakes. There you go. All right, so let everything settle down. Now pump your brakes, stab your brakes. At about 60 psi approximately, you should get a red indicator light on your dash on the left-hand side right above your primary air tank, and an annoying buzzer will come on. There it is. Keep pumping them, because now you want to pump them down and make sure that this pump. Okay, so what we've just tested is the 3 safety features of the air system. You had a visual, right? And it was right above your primary tank. It was red, correct? Okay. You had an audible, which was the buzzer. And then finally, you depleted the air so much that the truck was going to protect itself, so the hand valve popped out. I'll say, well, when that pops out, your rear axle is going to lock up. Now, is it going to be like on the Fast and Furious? No. But it's going to set those brakes up, and you are going to come to a stop. Okay? All right. So now we want to start the truck back up. And we want to build the air up, so go to a high idle. And you've already got the vehicle chock, correct? Okay. So when you get your air pressure built up, then what we're going to do is we're going to let it return to idle, put your foot on the brake, engage the transmission and drive, and see if the spring brakes hold, if your parking brakes hold, and run up to about 1,000 RPMs. Okay? And if we don't move, then we're going to release the accelerator and place the vehicle back in neutral. Okay? And you'll notice that the left air tank is filling before the right air tank. So your left air tank's the primary. So think of it like this. Primary air tank, secondary air tank. This air tank is going to reach its 115, 20 psi. There's a check valve in here that allows the air to pass primary. It can be utilized for braking.
Basically like this is secondary.
Secondary. So left gauge, right above it is your low air warning. This is your secondary air tank, so you have 2 dials, 2 gauges, right? So basically, I think they mark them in the Hedo as front and rear, correct? Is that right? Okay. All right, well, let's see.
Put it in drive.
Put it in drive. You're going to increase the RPMs to 1,000 and hold it. You're still in the same place we started, so release it. You can drive through the parking brakes, but if you do that, you're putting a tremendous torque load on the drive line. Okay? All right? It's called a shock load. You're doing it very gentle, but you can still snap the U-joints. These trucks are all electronic. So if the power doesn't get to the dash, you can't read the gauges. The indicator visual light doesn't come on. The buzzer doesn't work. Right? Okay. So then we learned on these trucks, the front air tank has to be at 100 psi before the rear one fills up, right? We were talking about that, correct? About difference kind of a Freightliner. Freightliners come up together. Right. Okay. So you may not always be driving the Hinos. You may have an International. You may have a Volvo. You could have a Freightliner. Take the time to figure out, is it right? Because if you start your day off out here right, your chances of completing your day right are a lot better. And we'll go over more of the pre-proposal skills. Yeah, Nick, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, unlike Alan, we did sabotage the truck a little bit. A lot of people picked up on it. A lot of good things. I mean, everybody saw the light. Everybody saw the lights out. Everybody kind of saw the major stuff. I know you said something about the wiper blade being gone. That was gone. A lot of you guys said something about it, but you still missed it. Just going through, like Alan said, the pre-trip, post-trip. Pre-trip, if you do everything right in the morning or whenever you start, you got a good chance of finishing your day right. Saw a lot of good things for oil leaks. We're checking under the truck, checking tires, checking gauges, checking everything. Another observation, yeah, I think it was only one or two did a seatbelt. But again, I mean, you got two guys looking over your shoulder to start your day instead of just going through it by yourself. Another thing, I mean, that I know it's easy to overlook that fire extinguisher right when you walk in. Or right when you get in the truck, it's right there. As far as safety, Ryder does a good job. And 3 points of contact, some of you guys were really good. Some of you guys were less than good coming out. We always back out of the truck, or that's how we're trained to do it. Some of you guys are just walking straight out, just kind of just jumping out. I mean, a lot of things that we weren't looking for originally, you guys pointed out, and I mean, everybody pointed out. There was an extra marker light that was out that you guys saw. There was just a couple little minor things. I mean, getting under the truck, looking at things that I know for me, and I was talking to somebody about it. I mean, since I don't generally do a whole lot of pre-trips, it was good for me to go over it and see you guys and have the list, so I know what to do. Because what I generally do is look at repairs. So seeing that and seeing you guys get under and actually look at drive lines, look at shocks, look at brake chambers, and make sure all that's good. That's a good sign. That will lead to success and you getting on time and finishing the day correctly. So those are some of the things I saw. Frank, I don't know if you saw anything or if I'm missing anything. But overall, I thought it was a really good job. If you guys do pre-trips like that every day, you will find things that will lead to breakdowns and it will keep you off the side of the road.
Actually out there under a little bit of a stressful situation to see how you guys kind of react. Again, as I said from the beginning, it's a little bit of a coaching session. So take in that vein, right? If there's some opportunities for you to improve, please look at it on that way, right? So again, we appreciate Ryder, right, to be here, and appreciate your expertise in participating in this program. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So again, what's coming up September 7th of this month or next month? Air brake inspections, the annual air brake, brake inspection. Why do you think we went through all this? Preparation, you get pulled over, right? For a spot inspection, you're going to go through this process. The other thing that's also important again is the tailgate, right? There's a memo that went out, so we have to make sure you're certified again on the lift gate. Sorry, the lift gate.
We're compliant.
Yeah.
I
Right.
haven't sent it to you yet.
Yeah. So that's obviously very important. Okay. So again, as Alan said, what do you guys think of this thing?
Cool.
Yeah.
Good refresher. Yeah.
So you see it then now more as a refresher, right? Hey, it's an opportunity, some opportunities. There's some areas that you heard that we did very well, right? So it's fantastic, right? So that's what Nick was saying to me, personally, off the side. You guys are doing pretty well overall. If you did an inspection like this every day, right, your pre-trip, this is what we're looking for. Your guys are professional drivers. So we appreciate that, right? All right, so we're going to continue on with the program. Is there anything else right now? Any questions on the rodeo? Was it a little confusing? Was the walkthrough when we walked around the course, was that helpful?
It was a little confusing.
A little confusing?
I was gonna plead my case, yeah.
So the grass
and grass.
Okay, we got to worry about grass.
This is our groundbreaking driver rodeo. The reason why this gentleman's videotaped it, it's going to be accessible to all the other branches. They may or may not use it for their own reference to do their own or
Yeah, the idea on that, just to expand a little bit. Yeah, the idea is that we have the camera in place for different angles. You guys saw that, right? We had the GoPro inside the truck on some of you guys. We had the exterior shots. So the idea is that we can use this as a marketing tool to recruit drivers, which is very difficult to find drivers. All right, the second issue is we're going to look at it as a training session for other branches. There's 58 more branches in the company that they can actually take a look and see how to set this up and adjust for their particular layout. All right, so that's important. The other thing is it's a training session. So again, it's an opportunity here for Lee to look up that footage if it's available and go back and some coaching, along with the notes that we collected from all the judges, right? So again, that's what the day's about. Okay? So again, safety is number one. I'll let you take it from here. But safety is number one here, so that's very important for us, okay?
Just a question, is this, do you see this being an annual thing, at least at the Tier 1 branch?
We'll have to determine if that's the case. It'll be up to Gerald and that. Okay, anything else before we wrap this part of it? Okay?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think we should do this every 6 months.
So start of every season,
I mean,
fall and
yeah,
spring,
I mean,
you're saying?
because I'm just saying, I mean, it's just a good idea to just, because like I said, we are driving, we doing our job, we get into the routine of, always, trying to take care of that business. Like I said, as a driver, sometimes we forget the small things, so just doing it every 6 months, it just keeps us on our toes with it. I think it's a good deal.
Okay. All right. Anybody else?
He has you guys keep the bars up there because you guys should be looking at that. And it's not like they boldly just jumped in and driving and have to worry about any of that stuff. Oh, check engine light can go and get fixed. DPR systems are very costly to maintain. So if you don't bring it to the attention when you have a problem and you just keep running it like that, the end term is very costly. DPF filters can run up to $2,000 or $3,000 to get them out one. Flame tint sensors and all that other stuff. It's very, for us to fix a DPF system could easily run $4,000 or $5,000. And what we see the most of is that people will know there's a problem. And, well, I saw the bars that wasn't regenning, or it kept regenning, and they don't do anything about it. And then by the time they do, they're left on the side of the road, and they're into a $4,000 or $5,000 repair for something that could have been taken care of early on in the process and fixed relatively inexpensive and got you back on the road. So it's never good to ignore. Like, you don't see bars, you need to be bringing it up. Hey man, this thing's regenning and I'm not getting any bars. Is the gauge broke? What's going on here? There's an issue there. And if you're seeing too many regens, you need to bring that up. Say, man, this thing's regenning every time I get in the truck. There's a problem.
On the PMs that they do whenever, every year, every 6 months, they don't check the regens or they do.
Hino has a 150K burner maintenance for the DPF system that is supposed to be done every 150,000 miles. And that entails dropping the DPF filter, having it cleaned, and replacing flame tint sensors, igniters, wires, DPF filters. Essentially the whole DPF system is brand new. And that's another thing that you guys can do to help your rider who owns the trucks is, when you're getting to that, close to that 150,000 mark.
If we're coming up on, even if we're not there, if we're coming up in the summer, we know that truck's going to hit 150 in the fall. Go ahead and do it that summer.
Oh, absolutely.
We did 2 this summer. I think we did 3 last summer.
And it's going to save you guys time from being on the side of the road.
As soon as these gentlemen think I'm talking with us.
You can also run a manual regen. You should have a button on your truck.
Can you cover that briefly?
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially you want to pull over under a manual regen. And let's take, for instance, that you've got a truck that's regenning constantly. You may want to try running a manual regen.
I tried that, and actually it doesn't do anything. I guess it's not time. I tried to do a manual, and still doesn't do anything. I guess so. I figured, okay, everything's all right. I want to do manual.
Well, one of the things, so if you can't run a manual regen, riders should have the capability. You guys have software, right? Okay, they should be able to run what we call force regen, which is good. Like in your situation, if you, hey rider, this thing's regenerating all the time, there's a problem. I don't know if it's regenerating properly. They should be able to go over there computer, and it can force regen the system to clear it out. Sometimes if they're starting to get clogged, you've got flame tint sensors, they're getting clogged or something else going on, it's going to require a forced regen to run. So that information definitely needs to be relayed back to the rider so they can handle that for you. In the event that you need to run a manual regen, I believe on the visor's instructions, you should be able to pull that down. You want to pull over. It's going to probably take 15 or 20 minutes. You want to set your brakes and do all that stuff, and just push and hold the manual regen button until it starts regen.
Does if you're forced to do a manual regen, does that necessarily indicate there is something wrong with the system, or?
Sometimes yes and no. Sometimes if you're not letting the regens complete, it's going to put you into a situation where you need to run manual regen. Not necessarily an indication that there is a problem. The system is just saying, look, I'm starting to get clogged and I need a regen and I'm going to force you to do it. You know what I'm saying? Especially like if you start getting some lights or something coming on, one of the things you do is go ahead and try to run the manual regen and see if you can clear that out. Because the system will pick that up and it will get to the point where it's going to almost force you to do it.
And I have a couple of drivers that have been through where ultimately you're going to lose power.
Yep, absolutely.
Where you can do 5 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's going to derate you, and what the manufacturer has done is they used to, Hino used to not derate you as much on some of the older trucks, and they would say, we'll just cut them down to 10 or 15 miles an hour and just keep them at 55. What they found is people would do that, and they still wouldn't take it in and have it looked at, and they just drive it until it melted to DPF or caused catastrophic damage. So Hino has since on the newer models has come out and just derated it down by 20 miles an hour. And it's, like I said, it's almost a force to, hey, get it in and get it fixed. Because what they have been seeing is, like I said, when you're talking about $4,000 or $5,000 repair, it's quite expensive when it could have been prevented. So if you get into that situation, the Hino is definitely going to derate you down to almost nothing because it's trying to help you stave off having a costly and timely repair.
So if you're like 10 minutes from your destination and the thing like comes on, should you stop or just 10 more minutes?
You can drive while you're doing it. The best thing is to do it while you're driving because it takes heat. It takes heat to clean that stuff out. So if you go into a regen while you're driving, just keep going to your destination. When you get to your destination, if the regen's not done, you can go ahead and stop and let it finish the regen. One of the reasons why the engine revs up is because it requires heat to do it. It can't do it at an idle because the exhaust is not hot enough. And I want to say, off the tip of my tongue, it's like 1100, 1150 degrees is where it needs to be to do a proper regen. But if it comes on while you're driving, you don't have to pull over, continue to drive, get to your location. Just don't shut the truck off if it hasn't completed the regen. Go ahead,
you know, you
If
guys.
you stop at a stop sign or something, that light will come on and tell you
Yes.
it's regen.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not sure about your automatic cutoff on your throttle, you know, your truck shutting down after 6 minutes when you're in a regen, you know, you guys are in dedicated trucks, the ones that are in dedicated trucks, test it out. See if it will shut off when it's doing a regen. Because if it does, then you need to stay in the cab and let it finish. We don't want to have to reboot the regen or let it, you know, because it might not come right back on as soon as you get back in.
It may not come right back on as soon as you get in. That's what I was saying earlier. The worst thing you do is not let it complete.
Yeah.
That's one of the worst things you can do. You need to let it complete.
So even if it means sitting in your cab for another 10, 15 minutes, you got time. Just let it do what it's supposed to do. Then we don't have to worry about it as much. You know, if you're in the city doing a lot of city drops, it's going to keep happening because you're not on the road enough.
Yeah, and he's right. If you're in the city, it's going to probably do more regens than if you're walking down the road. So.
Well, the other day I had to do the manual on the Louisiana.
Really?
Then after that, because it was dumped at like 3 or 4, and it went all the way up to half, and then I had to do the manual.
Just complete the manual regen. That's really going to help it from keeping you guys on the side of the road or derating or anything else.
So should you check and see if you can do a manual, I mean, anyway, like on a daily basis? You check and see, well, I'm gonna do
It's probably a good idea to do a manual once a week. It's definitely not gonna hurt the system, and it's definitely gonna help the system. It's up to you. I always suggest to customers, I have some customers that run sweeper trucks, and so they're constantly at 5 miles an hour, and they're constantly having DPF issues. And I've instructed them that they need to do manual reach-ins once a week, because it's definitely going to help the system. And, you know, I don't know how you operate, but if you pull up back here and you're sitting in your truck doing some paperwork, just run a manual reach-in on a Friday and let it reach
You guys hear that?
itself.
Let's start doing a manual regen once a week. If you're in the same truck every day, if you're rotating trucks. No. A manual, yeah.
Yeah. And you can do that, and it's going to help the system. And like I said, it's not going to hurt it. It's definitely going to help it. And you can do it, you choose your day, but I just tell people, you know, it's Friday, you're coming back in, you sit in your truck, doing some paperwork before you come inside. Just let it manual regen, let it complete. You get in it Monday morning, you're good to go. I mean, you've done your regen, you know, Monday morning, you're doing the climbing and go, and it's going to keep you down the road. So that's pretty hard.
Tim, you want to add anything? Any other questions? All right, yeah, it's ready. So we can go next door.
Standing in
the assessors. So we scored everything. This was all tabulated by people outside of the branch. That's what she's been doing the last hour or so, is doing the scoring on each one. We're not gonna give out your individual scores. We're just gonna tell you who the grand champion is, and second and third. At a later date, on a one-on-one basis, we can discuss your actual, you know, how you did on certain things. Because part of this is we want to learn from what we've done. Nobody's perfect. In fact, the scores were very close. So this is what we need to identify where we need help at, and this is part of it. These are documents that we know about. So if you will give her your full attention, Connie's going to announce the award winners.
First of all, since y'all invited us here, which we really appreciate, I've got some goodies because I mean, like he said, the scores are really close. I mean, we're talking 1 point here and there. No big difference between anybody. I'm short one koozie, but I think I'll remember you if you'll come by my office in Grand Prairie.
Whoa. All the way.
Alan, since he was going to be doing the pre-trip inspection and stuff, it's very important for y'all to know the tread depth on your tires. Those are mints. So,
whoa.
Those are mints?
Mints.
Low mints.
That's crazy.
Give him 3.
No, you need 5. You need more than 3.
So each of you is getting a tire gauge. Make sure that you keep that.
And use it.
And use it. Yes, your tire cost is very...
These mints in there, These are mints.
Okay.
The purple one, the blue ones are mints.
So, like I said, the points were...
Yeah, all right.
Well, there's several reasons.
For several reasons. Okay, I'm going to go 3rd place. I've got a $25 gift certificate, and I've got it to, it's a Visa, so that you can use it anywhere that they take Visa. And that goes to Ray. What? So pass that back to him.
Where are we going, Ray?
Speech.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I know who really won.
Okay, 2nd place
You got 3rd place.
gets a $50 Visa card. And this is Richard Hunt. Is that because he helped set up the corner?
Everybody did a walkthrough.
Okay. Richard didn't get it. I got it.
Virgil. Can't be the grassy knoll.
Yes. Kurt Kepler. And you're the one that was driving a truck that you're not used to.
Yeah, well, you guys should be ashamed
Wow. That's pretty good.
Hey, I want a picture of all three of y'all and me.
And you got $100 gift card.
Oh, he just came back to
You don't need it.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Yeah, he don't need it.
I need it too.
So now,
I didn't think.
okay,
Kurt, I didn't think you paid attention.
I've got,
What we do. Pay
okay,
attention.
I've got a separate thing. I brought one of our Ryder little lunch bags, okay? And I've got a question, and whoever can raise their hand first can answer it.
Ask the question.
You're confident. Okay.
Need a buzzer.
I hear y'all might have a lot of incidents with clearances. What is the clearance height on your truck? What is marked on your truck?
Depends.
Your hand was up first. What is it? It is road on y'all's trucks. I've been watching it all day long.
12 feet.
Not alone.
Huh?
Damn.
Oh, boy.
12 feet. I was close.
What did you say?
12 4.
No, that is not what's road on y'all's trucks.
On our trucks?
Yeah.
12 4.
I saw on the Scholastic trucks, I believe it was 14.5.
Whose truck is that?
It is 12.4.
Whose truck is that?
Somebody got iron now.
Right. Just throw it back here. We'll keep it.
12.
Nobody got it right. He wants it.
Okay.
Was it 12? 12 He said 12
No,
Yeah, thank you.
man back here gets it.
He raised his hand.
Look, yeah, cooling bag.
Okay.
Like it.
Thank you very much for letting us help with this. We really appreciate
Hey
it.
guys, thank y'all.
Hey guys, we should say thank you to Connie for all the work she did in Allen. Everyone. Big deal.
Thank you.
And Alan.
You're smoking again, aren't you?
Oh, and there.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Hey, Connie.
What are you put a little heat on the I've heard getting up.
I mean, hey, had to get the shot.
They're gonna
Hey,
send.
on a serious note, and I hope the rodeo went well. Give some honest feedback. I mean, is this something we want to continue to do, like once a year? Maybe include the other branches.
I'm doing this very gross.
What's that?
6 months?
No, not every.
Yeah.
It's pretty special that Ryder took the time out there to come out here and kind of work with us. It shows a lot of partnership on their end, and Bob coming in from California to help us with this. All right, I'm glad to see the interacting, but the serious note, we're about to get really busy. Okay, so be watching the other drivers. Everything you've been taught here is going to apply out there. No shortcuts.
What about the Houston?
We'll talk about Houston later, but right now on a serious note, just make sure that we don't take this for granted. If you've been here 20 years or 10, it just takes one accident. Okay, we reach for something that we're not supposed to. We hit a tree limb. They think we can go through. All that stuff goes against us. Okay, so just make sure that you're respecting what you expect. Get out, look, follow the procedures. You're out there for a reason. Okay, Lee's going to cover this. I want to get a thank you card. I want to thank Ryder, and I'll send them a gift card on our end. I'll either send them some Scholastic dollars, or I'll send them some gift cards for Starbucks or something. But it took a lot of time. I know how it is, and they're busy. Okay, but they thought it was important for y'all to be part of this. Okay, that's all I got. Thank you.
I don't know what he said before I walked back in, but yeah, that Ryder's presence here was way more than I expected. They went all out. The people that they brought in, they brought 8 volunteers with them. From every department that they have over there. the regional sales manager shows up. He thought this was a rider ranch because this is the address they gave him. He doesn't even work in this area. So that if you saw the guy in the cubicle, that he thought this was a rider ranch. That's why he sat in the cubicle. And, so he made his presence. They called 2 Hino guys from the Hino dealership in Fort Worth. I mean, this was done.
And here we go, sales kickoff.
Season.
Huh? Oh, all right.
Lee Jones.
So we'll start with a book talk, Lee.
Book talk. I've been reading this book for, some of you have maybe seen me reading this. This is not one of those books you can really just pick up and read for a couple hours and be done. I've been reading it for months because I take a big interest in geography type things. Some of you not, maybe. Some of you guys that used to drive over the road, you know, that's the kind of stuff I like to see. I like to see Americana. I like to see stuff on the side of the road, pull over and go to new areas. I haven't been to all the states. I've been to about 35 of them. I've been to 35 out of the 47 states. And everybody caught that?
47?
So we can figure out your normal math skills.
Okay.
What this talks about is there's a little mini chapter on each state. For example, I'll flip it to Connecticut. That's one of the states I've not been to. Some of you look at this and go, okay. To me, it's interesting. When I was a kid, I used to pick up an encyclopedia and just read it, just for, trivia, you know. So I find stuff like this interesting. Maybe that's how I ended up in a position like this. I don't know. Sometimes 2 + 2 = 4, you know. So to me, I can sit down and read this because little stuff that doesn't mean a whole lot to other people. It means something to me, just because I'm curious. So, you know, I started reading this book from the first page. They don't do it alphabetically. They start by regions. So, I don't know, Brandon, you may want to pick this book up after I'm done with it and read it. Probably whoever raised their hand first can get it. So, there you go. See?
Crap.
I think we can have one for you.
They'll talk about each state, and for example, Connecticut. They'll talk specifically about that state. Some of the agriculture that comes out there, some of the facts, famous people, a timeline of showing you how that state became, how that region became a state, you know, back 200 years ago. Then they'll show a map. On the next page, we'll have an actual map. They'll mention this, you know, the major cities. So you guys that, you know, if we were to roll to Texas, which I'm not even sure where in the book, it's not done alphabetically, it's done regionally, so it's very interesting. For example, did you know that, no, I can't say that with being on camera. Did you know that Connecticut has more than 1,000 lakes? Does anybody care that they have more than 1,000 lakes? Well, they do. See, now you know that.
And did you know Texas only has 1 natural lake?
I knew that, but it's probably in this book. So, how many of you guys have driven over the road? About half? Did you? If you're doing that, you gotta like seeing stuff, right? Or else you're gonna hate it. So, I never drove over the road. I never drove on the road. Really, but, we carry this book. In fact, this is the updated version because there's like 3 or 4 new states in it. So, highly recommend it. It'll keep you busy for a while. Very interesting. You'll learn some stuff. Next time you play Jeopardy, you'll do a little bit better. Jeopardy. We're going to do this actually every driver meeting. We're going to have a book talk. So I will designate somebody, maybe not right now, but one of you will be doing a book talk, a little 5-minute book talk. So any volunteers? Next meeting?
Hey, everybody that does a book talk will get their name in a drawing that we'll do at the end of the year for a $25 gift card. Okay, so if you don't want to read, you don't, so your name won't be put in there. So that's one thing I try to do with the other shifts too. Talking about book talks, you know, hey guys, we have books in the break room. Check one out if you want, or if you want a book from the warehouse. You know, when you're doing your lunch or you're just, you know, waiting or something, just have a book with you, okay? It's real important that we do book talk. It's real important that that's what we do for a living, right? I was giving a tour the other day for some people in the United Way. One of the directors came up and said, "Hey, what book are you reading?" Luckily, I was reading a book, and I had a book talk, and I was reading Slacker. You know, sometimes it's just good just to take a break and just read. You know, if you're at the school and you're just kind of just sitting there, you know, just kind of take a book with you. Any book you want out there, just kind of tell us which book you're taking, and we'll account for it. Okay, but we do want you to take part of that. Okay, and whatever book you read, a picture book, something that interests you, get with me. I have access to all of them. Say, hey, Virgil wants to read something on cooking. Hey, we got a lot of cooking.
Yeah, we do.
Or something in a picture book, just something, take your mind off and use the opportunity to read. Okay, that's what we do. That's our mission statement,
Ron, I can help you with any of the big words that you don't understand.
I like the books
most of our books are designed for children.
I like the
but
book.
if you haven't looked through our inventory, we have a very vast reference section, and biographies and autobiographies. We have a lot of those. A lot of cookbooks.
If you recommend one book called Ghost.
Yeah, it's a good book.
Ghost?
It's a good book.
It's a good book, yeah.
Ghost?
Hey, the big push right now, there's going to be Wonder. If you've never read that book,
It's kind of a
the
comic
movie's
book
coming
format.
out. Wonder's an excellent book. It talks about a little kid that has a deformed face that he was born with. It's kind of,
Yeah.
A book experts committed to helping all schools inspire a lifelong love of reading in all children. This slide has actually changed from last year. Thank you for working hard every day to fulfill our mission.
Oh, thank you.
Next. Read it. It's true. Named in a 2017 Best Large Employer. If you haven't already noticed, the stickers that we put on the back doors of the trucks, we're going to carry those for the this current year. Forbes, that's a Forbes survey, so it's legitimate, it's true. What does it have? Some of the other winners or on this list: Google, JetBlue, Facebook, NASA. Wow, that's a pretty big company. This exciting achievement indicates the prestige Scholastic has earned with both customers and employees. Nearly 2,000 businesses were considered for the list, and with high internal and external scores, Scholastic joins the ranks at number 266 out of the top 500. Pretty impressive. This is large corporate America you guys are working for. I mean, I could say more if we're on camera. Bob wasn't here, but they are, so I won't. But large company. I mean, are you recording right now?
Yeah, he is.
You don't say it.
Most of our monthly training, all of our monthly training, is done through ProTread. So that's just on the internet. This is actually on
Is there access to the Scholastic dot?
Access at Scholastic, yeah.
Well, I tried to let it come up.
If you type in Access Scholastic, it'll probably be the first one listed. Yeah.
Access Scholastic.
AccessScholastic.com.
Okay, to help us out.
Okay.
All right. Real quickly, what do you guys think of the ProTread video?
Let me tell you, yeah. We're both agreements here that it's really slow.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta get
Well,
some of that.
not the video. He's talking about the actual video, the material.
Yeah.
Well, the material's good.
Good.
Yeah.
Material's okay. Because don't you have more straight trucks than tractor trailers? Like
Yeah.
J.J. Keller was, all right?
Yeah.
No. Should they have brought these in here now? We actually covered them.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, the driver.
And they signed off on them?
We covered a lot of this in the driver meeting the other day, but we can, stretches are important. I mean, especially if you're Virgil's age, and you really need to get out there and stretch.
Yeah, right.
Any question about the driver lunch break? It's all, 30 minutes. Bob, we've got a little debate going, I think.
On the OBC?
You have to be completed with your 30-minute break before 8 hours, or you have to start your 30-minute break before 8 hours?
DOT says you have to start your 30-minute break before your 8 hours have elapsed. So it's
Okay,
7 hours and 59 minutes. You start your 30-minute break, you're okay.